Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
All things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all joining us for this episode of the Pelican post-game report. I'm Big Q. Appreciate y'all for chiming in. As usual, the Pelicans fall short 117-114 to the 76ers in the final Summer League matchup. So,
come on, Q. Not as usual. Don't say as usual, bro.
As usual.
The Pelicans don't fall short as usual, Q. I normally let you do your introduction and everything, bro. I had to stop you right there.
Right. All right, DC.
That's cool.
I'll retract that, brother. I'll retract that. As y'all know, we got my co-host TC as my ride shotgun. So we in the building.
TC.
I said DC.
What's wrong with you, man?
Everything.
TC? Who the hell is TC?
He's in the building, man.
Got somebody else coming on. Bring him in. Bring him up on the panel, bro.
With a big old pot of hopium, TC.
No, TC bringing the hopium. I don't sell that shit.
Same guy. All right, so anyway, Pelicans, man, they fall short 117-114 to the Sixers final Summer League matchup. We'll go over it here, man. As you see some of the highlights on the screen, and listen, it was a good-looking game, man, in terms of, except for the first quarter. But the Pelicans, was sleepwalking pretty much, but then they came alive. You've seen E.J. Liddell step up. You've seen C. Bron do his thing. A few of our young guys start stepping in there. We've seen Jordan Hawkins make several three-pointers in the matchup as well. They made it interesting up to the last few minutes, and ultimately they fell short. So we'll recap that thing in this episode. So appreciate y'all chiming in. Y'all, please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and appreciate y'all for being with us on this episode of the Pelican Post-Game Report, baby. So let's get it shaking in this joint, DC. Pelicans 114-117 to the Sixers, man. You want to jump into these team stats, or you got a little something to say before we get going?
Man, you go straight to the team stats. We treat this game like what it was.
All right, so okay.
If we would have won it, it means shit. If we would have lost it, it means shit.
There you go.
I say, wait. So if we win this game, we can't jump into the Final Four?
Hell no, you ain't going nowhere.
Why are we playing?
just to make it exciting, man. Just to have something for the Pale Nation to look at, man.
There was on that Denny Green stuff. We play to win the game. No, that's Herm Edwards. We play to win the game. I guess.
That's Herm. That's Herm, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Pelicans, man, and 40 of 82 in the field goal percentage. Actually, 40 of 82 from the field, 48.8, almost 49% from the field. Sixers were 43 of 86 for 50%. Pelicans 13 of 32 from downtown for almost 41%. Sixers were 18 of 41 for almost 44%. Pelicans got to the foul line 27 times, converted 21 of 27 for 78%. Sixers 13 of 18 for 72.2%. 45 rebounds by our Pels tonight versus 33 by the Sixers. They were all tied up with the assist 27 all. Steals game Pelicans 7-6. They were tied 4-4 with the blocks. Turnovers, Pelicans had 15 of them versus 10 by the Sixers. And you see how it all ended. So DC, let's talk about it, brother.
Hey, ain't much to talk about, man. Did you say you said Stewart? Did you say Stewart? I thought I heard that name. But anyway, field goal percentage 50%, man. Let a team shoot 50%. Like, it's kind of hard to get the dub, man. And then they shot 43% from the three-point line. I don't see how we was gonna get a victory with that. The defense was just kind of atrocious, at times during this game. Offensively, obviously, we put up 114 points, but you want to have a fighting chance, you better do something. And the turnovers, 15 turnovers to their 10 is pretty much the hallmarks for a losing effort, bro. Well, we did have 27 assists as well as they did. Got a few steals, we got some blocks, but all that just wasn't enough. They get to the line more than them, so that's good, but just can't allow them to go on the tail for 50%, 43% from three-point line. I think win the game. Well, yeah, Big Q, you don't went quiet, bro.
Yeah, bro. What I was saying was the first quarter was tough. they lost the quarter 32-14 to the Sixers. Now, although they did kind of have a better second half, second quarter and third quarter, but that first quarter really helped the Pelicans, and they were kind of fighting from behind, up until when they got to the third quarter. But ultimately, they had an opportunity to kind of close out the game. They let several opportunities slip. The defense was an issue, and they
But
cost.
the last opportunity of the game was the biggest one to me. I mean, they got him to miss the shot and just couldn't get a rebound. They
Indeed,
just let him to go up. I mean, if they'd have got that rebound, man, I mean, you give yourself a chance right there to go ahead and
right,
bring it on home. 1 point game.
exactly. That's true. So, I mean, but what I see from the game is they had several good players that play. That some of our young guys that played really well. So we kind of got an opportunity to see
You
them.
mean Stewart? Stewart, yeah.
No, well, listen,
I mean, that's the name I kept hearing. Everton Stewart. It's etched in my brain. Stewart.
Stewart was
Stewart.
Stewart.
I said,
Stewart,
man, who's Stewart? We got a little guy named Stewart off the.
oh,
Oh no, it's on
Stewart
the
was the
other.
gun killer. Yeah, yeah. Stewart had 36 points against the Pelicans tonight for the Sixers, man. So
Turn around, I was in his name.
yeah, he really kind of. And I know the general
I
manager.
go use the bathroom or some Stewart.
And actually, Daryl Morey, the general manager for them, he was sitting there watching the game. So, Stewart was doing his thing, kind of impressed upon Morey and whoever there was watching him, because he put up 36 points on the Pelicans in this matchup. But anyway, let's talk about some of our guys in this
Was
thing.
his eyes glistening like you seen James Harden?
Listen, the guy was good, man. He was scoring buckets, man. You got to pay attention when they put up that much, man. But anyway, EJ Liddell was our top guy. He finished with 23 points in 24 minutes, 7 to 10 from the field. Even hit a three-pointer tonight. He was perfect from the foul line, 8 of 8. EJ finished with 23 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. He did have, 4 personal fouls in the matchup, but he did his thing. 19 from Sebron in 29 minutes, 6 of 11 from the field. Hit a 3-point bucket. He was 6 of 8 from the foul line, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for him. He had 3 blocks as well. He was doing his thing out there. 16 points for Hawkins in the matchup at 30 minutes of action, 6 of 14 from the field, 3 of 8 from downtown. He finished with 16 points, 4 steals, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds for Jordan Hawkins. 12 points for Dyson Daniels in 29 minutes, 6 of 15. He was 0 for 2 from downtown and from the foul line, but he did get a double-double, almost a triple-double for Dyson Daniels. Crikey. 12 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists for him in the matchup. And then off the bench, DC, Landers Noley, the second, 22 points, 4 rebounds in the matchup. He had 2 assists in 22 minutes of action. So 22 points, 22 minutes, 8 of 11 from the field, 6 of 9 from downtown. In a losing effort, he produced 22 points for the Pelicans off the bench. 7 from Tavian Jones in the matchup in 11 minutes of action. 6 from Heepa in 14 minutes of action, along with 5 rebounds he threw in. And, of course, 4 points from Brooks in 18 minutes. He did have 9 rebounds in the block shot. So, DC, what you think?
I mean, there's several guys that statistically played well, man, but none better than EJ Liddell, obviously. It's good to see him put his offensive game together, go out there and score some buckets, man. Got to get the rebounds up, but, nonetheless, it's all a work in progress. So I was happy to see him drop that 23 in a variety of different ways, man, and also getting to the free throw line, going 8 for 8. You know what I'm saying? So all of that is very impressive, and that's the guy I was most intrigued with. Sebron also, he did his thing, man, but it's just been like it's almost, I guess, boring to a point because Sebron, he just does this every game. Very consistent. He can get in the lane at will, get where he want to go, and he's gonna get to the free throw line, man. Which he took 8, hit 6 of them tonight. It's just they ain't nothing they could do with him, man. He faster than everybody. He can get where he wants to get. I just would love to see him start adding more to his game. I mean, he hit a 3-pointer today. During the summer league, he has hit some, mid-range shots. But I'm just looking forward to seeing Sebron grow a little more, man, and expand his game more because physically, ain't a lot of people really could do nothing with him. So he had a pretty solid game today. Dice, to me, I like what I saw, but offensively, going 6 for 15, only putting up 12 points. wouldn't look at that as a really good game, but I'm looking at the 11 rebounds and the 8 assists and the two turnovers. It's really weird to see the box score and see Dice not have a steal or a block. That's got to definitely be like one of the first times this game. I mean, this summer league that didn't happen, and I'm real encouraged by this rebounding, man. I hope that really carries over into the regular season because that's exactly what we need from Dice, man. We ain't gonna need a whole gang of points from him. If Dice has, a 14, 16-point game, man, that'll be awesome. But you ain't looking for that every night. You want to see him get maybe 8 to 10 points. I want him to get 6 or 7 rebounds, some steals, assists, 5 assists or so, something like that. Depending on the minutes he plays. So to see those two areas consistently be this way, man, and producing, I'm encouraged. What I'm saying with Dice, man, I'm really excited for the regular season to see how all of that transitions with this full what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of a word for how much talent we got. Man. We got so many guys that can come and play a part, man, and contribute. You know, Dice is definitely going to be one of them. So, my next guy, Noli, man, it's good to see him have a bounce back game. 22 points in 22 minutes, man. He shot the lights out from the three. 6 for 9, man. Crazy high percentage there. And he also gave some rebounds, some assists, but it's really his shooting, man. Noli can really score and do his thing, and he can definitely, lock up some type of position with the Pels. We got to hope somebody else come along and try to steal this guy if we're not giving him one of those two-way positions. Because Noli can shoot, did his thing, and we need shooting. We always need to keep somebody around that can shoot. With the Pels team we have, and last year that was one of our biggest weaknesses, shooting and rim protection. So I definitely would like to see us hold on to him. And Hawk, he turned it around, had a real bad game the last game, turned in a solid performance, 16 points, hit 3 3-pointers, gave some rebounds, couple of assists, and 4 steals, man. He had one little putback, man, where he put it on somebody's head, and then he went down and damn near had a block, and forced the rebound that he got. So good to see him out there hustling, man, and putting in that effort on defense, because we all know we don't see Hawk playing no defense, man. Y'all know how Willie do. We ain't gonna see him. so he definitely has to continue to contribute defensively so we can get him some minutes and really take advantage of what he has to offer with a stellar 3-point shot and smooth offensive game, man. I saw him take it to the rack a couple of times, nice little reverse layup, hit a nice little mid-range shot. He has different levels to him to show that he could possibly be a 3-level scorer. I mean, he can score on all 3 levels, but to be considered a 3-level scorer, he has to do it a lot more efficiently and a lot more consistently. And I think he possesses the tools to do that. So, all in all, solid outing for the guys, man, statistically. And I hope Mekovic had a good flight, because it looked like they sent him on home back already because he ain't played.
Yeah, the Pelicans tuning up, man, getting ready for the rest of the offseason, man. We know we still got some stuff that we got to do as a team. We looking at the training and performance staff, the key head over that. That's still something the Pelicans have to address. The trading of Valanciunas, KLJ is also in that thing. Pelicans still searching around to see what they can find there. Good takers for that. And of course, when you talk about the summer league roster, I can definitely see several of the guys that's here ending up on our G League squadron team. When the season gets ready to get kicked off, guys like Darren Sebron is definitely going to be there. Noli, hopefully he'll be there. Brockington, Jones, Davion Jones could be there as well. Liam Robbins is another guy people like as well. So EJ Liddell and Dyson Daniels, we can see them on our big team. So perhaps Garrison Brooks is there. So we've seen quite a lot from some of these young guys that can kind of help us. I'll have some good promising talent if something we have impact or have an issue with injuries coming into the season. If we need to pull guys from the squad to help us out, we do have a few guys we can look at, because we definitely gonna need some of our young guys like Dyson Daniels and EJ Liddell and perhaps Jordan Hawkins to contribute in the upcoming year.
It was definitely, man. Injuries are part of the game, and somebody's always going to go through something. And it seems to be so for the Pels, even more so than a lot of other teams. A lot of our two-way guys at some point during the season, man, wind up having to play. So, and then you got guys on the roster who are waiting in the wings, like EJ Liddell, who's pretty much going to be waiting to get up to speed. And if somebody gets injured or somebody is not playing up to par, man, and, it's going on for multiple games, Hulk can still a big role or get a lot of minutes. You can see like a guy like Nolan being brought up if something happens to Hulk. And a lot of different ways, especially Sebron, you already know he's pretty much first in line with the two-way situation. Sebron actually got minutes in the playing game. So, seasoned. He's definitely a guy that has a skill set that we can use. Just need to see him continue to grow. And all of these guys, man, pretty much have an opportunity because the Pels have shown through their contract extension with a guy like Herb Jones and through their contract extension with a guy like Najee, and as well as Jose Alvarado, that if you put in the work, man, it don't matter how you start or where you came from. If you're good and you can get it done, they're going to give you a chance.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, man. That's one thing that we will give you a chance to do. Like we said, you look at the situation that happened with Jackson Hayes versus Herb Jones. One guy was a top 10 first-round draft pick. The other guy was a second rounder. Second rounder worked his tail off, ended up getting a big contract the first rounder was supposed to get. And the first rounder gets shipped his ass up out of here. He gets up out of here. So it goes to show you what hard work and dedication and, to your craft will bring you. And Herb Jones is a constant reminder. If you give it all that it takes, then it'll reward you in a big way. And shout out to Herb. He got his 50+ mil on the deal. So pretty cool, man. That's what we did. So yeah, it's awesome, man, to see that happen and those guys get rewarded. So, but fam, listen, shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys being in the stream. Much love to the entire family, as always, for joining us on this episode of the Pelican Postgame Report. Recapping the Pelicans falling short, 117-114 to the Sixers. Final summer league matchup up next. Won't see the Pelicans until later on in the year. This will be after the Saints season kicks in the gear, college football season kicking the gear. We'll be rolling in the preseason, but we will be keeping you in tune of all the latest updates on your New Orleans Pelicans here on the Pelican Postgame Report. We're going to be up in this thing, all the off-season stuff, and it's been quite the active off-season for the Pelicans, to be honest with you. And I don't anticipate it'll slow down anytime soon. So we'll be here to cover it all. So anyway, with that being said, I ask you guys to please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Remember, sharing is caring. Feel free to share the show on your social media feeds. Share it with the rest of the Pelican diehards across the hemisphere and let them know Pelican Postgame Report, the #1 independent, longest running Pelican pod in the business, is in effect. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Much love to y'all. I appreciate y'all for chiming in, DC, as always. And I'm going to holler at y'all on the flip side. Go Pelican.
That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.